The Middle East is once again on the brink, following the reported death of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, and escalating military tensions involving the United States and Israel. Global markets are on the edge. But what does this mean for India? Will fuel prices rise? Are LPG supplies at risk? Could exports suffer? Let's break it down. At the center of the crisis is the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow 33-kilometer sea passage that connects the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Sea. Nearly 20% of the world's oil flow through this critical corridor. For India, the stakes are especially high. About 35 to 50% of its crude oil imports through Hormuz, along with a significant share of LNG cargoes and most LPG shipments. Another sensitive maritime route is el-Mandeb Strait, which links the Red Sea to the Indian Ocean and serves as the key artery for India's trade with Europe. Reports indicate that Iran has played a significant role in the security dynamics around Bab el-Mandeb Strait by deepening its relationship with Yemen Houthi movement. If either of these choke points faces disruption, shipping movements slow down, freight cost and insurance costs rise, and global market reacts almost immediately. Oil market reacts instantly to geopolitical risk. Brent crude has already firmed up amid rising tension, and analysts say that even a limited conflict could lift price by $5 to $20 per barrel. In event of more supply disruption, prices could move around $90, while a more escalation may push crude towards $120 or higher, although the real-time price may differ. This matters greatly for India, which imports nearly 85% of its crude oil requirements. Any sustained increase in the global price translates into a larger import bill, pressure on rupee and higher domestic fuel price, and broader inflation risk. In fact, even a $10 rise in crude can have a meaningful impact on India's macroeconomic stability. The concern becomes sharper when it comes to LPG. India imports roughly 80 to 85% of its LPG needs, with the bulk of supplies coming from Gulf producers. Unlike crude oil, India does not maintain large-scale strategic reserve of LPG, making the supply chain more exposed to shipping disruptions. If key maritime routes are blocked or delayed, cooking gas availability could come under logistics strain much faster than crude oil supplies. While refiners may offset crude disruption by increasing purchase from Russia, the United States, or West Africa, LPG remains comparatively more vulnerable to turbulence in the region. Energy is not the only concern. India exports depends heavily on shipping routes through Red Sea and the Gulf. If the vessels reroute via the Cape of Good Hope to avoid conflict, the transit time could stretch to 15 to 20 days, driving up the freight cost and delaying the deliveries. Any disruption could ripple across India's trade network. Direct trade with Iran is limited due to sanctions, but wider regional instability could disrupt shipping, finance, and insurance system, amplifying indirect risks. India does have safeguards, strategic petroleum reserves, and alternative crude supplies such as Russia and the US, also Africa. Yet, Gulf oil reaches India in just 5 to 7 days, compared to 25 to 45 days from Atlantic, making diversion slower and more expensive. Nearly 10 million Indians live and work in Gulf Cooperation Council countries, meaning prolonged instability could also affect regional growth. Ultimately, this is not just about oil tankers and shipping lanes. It is about economic stability. As long as the Strait of Hormuz remains tense, India's energy security and trade flow remains exposed. In a deeply interconnected world, a spark in the Gulf can quickly light up inflation dashboards and trade balances 1,000 kilometers away.